and welcome to my channel. Today is day 12 of my Crafter's Companion 2021 Advent Calendar series, and behind today's door we got the Happy Word die, and I've already die cut it out of a rainbow of colors, and now I'm gonna apply some double-sided adhesive off of this 5-inch roll that I have, and I'm covering the entirety of this A2 size card front panel. So this panel measures 4, and I don't think it's actually the full width. I think it's cut slightly shy of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just testing how I want to order and configure these die cuts. I want to get them sort of in a rainbow order, and because of the curvy, scripty nature of the font, I decided that they sort of fit best on an angle like this, where I can sort of overlap them a little bit or nest them within each other a little bit. And in retrospect, I would have chosen, after seeing the card when it was done, I would have chosen a different shade of green. I think this one is a little bit too light, especially compared to everything else, which I think is a little, or really a lot more saturated in color. But I was trying to use up my scraps, and this is the shade of green that I had sort of enough scraps for the number of die cuts that I needed. So sometimes it's not always about scrap busting. Sometimes it should be about just choosing the right color for the job. But I'm still happy with how the card came out overall, and I do like the technique and the look of this. So I may try it with different word dies, and in a moment you'll see how I actually fill in the rest of the adhesive, because by lining the entire panel with a sheet of double-sided adhesive, that makes it really, really easy to glue down or secure this very, very scripty, delicate word die cut. And I'm just using some scrap paper liner. This happens to actually be from shipping labels, and so it's a nice big sheet that I can use to help really burnish down those die cuts. And here I've just pulled out some of my glitters. These I picked up from the Dollar Tree. Super inexpensive. You get they have them in different colorways, and I think each colorway has maybe 6 of these packets of glitter, which it doesn't seem like a lot to look at it, but the reality is, you don't really, or at least I don't tend to use a ton of glitter with every application. And so even with an application like this, where I'm sprinkling it on to actually fill in around the word die cut, because we do have exposed adhesive there. And this is one of the applications that tends to actually use up a lot of glitter, but even in this sort of application, I hardly used any glitter at all. And what I'm going for is a bit of an ombre effect, because I do have a variety of glitter packets to choose from, ranging from white to silver to this sort of slate color, and there's one even darker than the slate color that I used, but I didn't want to use purely black because I plan to add a matte layer of solid black cardstock around this. And so it's just I think it's a really neat look to have that sort of ombre of glitter, and I definitely try to burnish often. Actually, I think that glitter panel was close to full, but I still want to trim it down along all the edges, just to really neaten up everything, and give myself a little bit of a matte border with the solid black surrounding. That way, I think anytime I use a lot of different colors, I like to incorporate a nice black matte layer, because I feel like it does tend to make those colors stand out a little bit more. And so the card is basically complete, except that the background really just says happy, which I suppose in and of itself is a nice sentiment for a card, but I'm actually going to use my Dymo label to complete the sentiment by adding birthday to it. And even though these Dymo labels are adhesive backed, I do still like to add just a bead of liquid adhesive to really make sure that that's going to be a permanent stick on my card. And that is basically my card complete. I hope that you enjoyed this card, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow to see what's behind day number 13. Thank you again, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.